Ali spent 500,000 to buy a corpse and pretended it was his father, rushing him to the hospital for emergency treatment. He desperately begged the doctors to save his father, saying he would pay whatever it took. The doctors, intrigued by the situation, immediately jumped into action. Without even checking, they instructed a nurse to send the body to the operating room and told Ali to quickly pay. When the doctor finally entered the operating room, he realized the person had been dead for some time. However, they weren't ready to give up. Ali clearly looked like a devoted son, and as long as he had money, his father was still alive in their eyes. The doctor pretended to be in a hurry and came out to tell Ali that his father's condition had worsened and he urgently needed medication. He handed Ali a list of expensive drugs and told him to go to the pharmacy. The cost of the drugs was no small amount. Ali ended up spending 20,000 yuan. After quickly rushing the medication back to the hospital, Ali tried to go in and check on his father, but the nurse stopped him at the door. However, this was all part of his plan. To his surprise, the nurse turned around and took the medication back to the pharmacy, congratulating a male nurse for earning a hefty commission. Ali waited anxiously outside, while inside, the doctors and nurses were casually chatting and laughing. Half an hour later, the doctor came out again to tell Ali that his father's condition had worsened further. He was now experiencing a brain hemorrhage and needed a neurology expert to consult. But the cost was steep, another 200,000 yuan. Ali quickly agreed, assuring the doctor that no matter the cost, he would find a way to pay. Seeing this, the doctor didn't waste any time and instructed the nurse to call the specialist. He then handed the surgery fee to the front desk and requested that the bills be sent under the patient's name. Before long, the so-called neurologist showed up. The man in glasses reassured Ali, saying the hospital would do everything it could to save his father and that he just needed to wait. The doctors and nurses then acted busy, going in and out of the room. Ali knew the scam was about to end, so he asked the patient's daughter to discreetly take a video once the doctor came out. Sure enough, they would soon come out looking sad, saying, "I'm sorry, we couldn't save him. If only we'd been called earlier." But Ali didn't expose them immediately. Instead, he asked them to try again, saying money was no issue. The elderly man standing nearby became impatient and asked, "How can you save a dead person?" At this point, Ali decided to stop pretending. He confronted the doctors, saying, "Isn't your hospital just for treating the dead?" When they tried to continue the lie, he pulled out the death certificate and told them that the patient wasn't his father, but a corpse he had bought from a crematorium. The elderly man quickly grabbed the certificate from Ali's hands and tried to eat it. Calmly, Ali pulled out another document and asked, "How much do you want?" "I have plenty more." Just then, a hospital staff member delivered his bill. The doctor was stunned, frantically shaking his head as a sign to stop. But the staff member, clearly unaware of the scam, handed over the evidence to Ali. The hospital's fate was sealed, and the outcome was inevitable.